Hello everyone, in this video we will be focusing on question 2 of the DBE 2021 September paper. We'll just look at our debtors reconciliation and then I will cover that on a different video. So 2.1 says debtors reconciliation. The information relates to Mamela Traders for September 2020. We are required to calculate the correct debtors control balance on 30 September 2020. Okay, so this is the date, 20 September 2020, and then we are required to show figures and indicate a plus, a minus, or no change at each adjustment. Okay, so let's check our information. I've got information A, which are the balances on 30 September 2020 before taking into account the errors and omissions. Debtors control balance in the general ledger was 100,310, and then we have the list of debtors balances. Then information B, those are the errors and commissions that we have to take into account. Without further ado, let's just get into the question and see what it has in store for us. So the first adjustment that we're gonna look at is this one, okay, because we are required to reconcile our books, which are the debtors controlled in this question. Okay, so we're supposed to calculate the correct debtors control balance. Right, so the first one says the total of the debtors journal was overcast by 3,600, which means this balance was overstated by 3,600. So here we're just gonna say minus 3,600. Okay, then we move to the second one. It says, okay, so we're done with this one, and then the second one says no entry was made for a sales invoice issued to VOS for 2,760. So we made credit sales, but we never recorded, so we're supposed to add 2,760. Okay, so let's just take note that this might also affect our debtors list. So just gonna say DL for debtors list, and we're done. And then now interest of 230 must be charged on the overdue account of SWAT. Okay, SWAT is a debtor here he is, so we must charge 230 of interest. So we are gonna add 230 of interest there. That's the third one we've done, but also this is gonna affect our debtors list. That's if we're gonna have any adjustments, because I'm saying the second question here, it says calculate the correct total of the debtors list on 30 September 2020. So for now, let's just ignore that question, because we will come to it in some time. And then the fourth question says goods returned by Nomandla, 1,400, were posted to the wrong side of his account in the debtors ledger. But it's wrong side in the debtors ledger. So now this is the amount, 1,400 was posted to the wrong side of the account in the debtors ledger. Now the entry is in the general general ledger was correct. Okay, so the entry in the general ledger was correct. So here that means in the general ledger of our debtors control will have no change. Because it was correct. Okay, so in this one we'll just simply write no change, or if you'd like, you can just simply write 0. All right, and then this will definitely also affect our debtors ledger. And then the fifth one, Roman figure 5, says the amount of 6,300 was received from Lamini was incorrectly recorded as 3,600 in the cash receipts journal and posted as such to the ledger account. So when we received 6,300 from Lamini, we incorrectly recorded the 6,300 as 3,600 in the CRJ. And then when we proceeded to to record into the ledger account, we recorded the very same 3,600 that we recorded in the CRJ. So now we need to take into account the difference between the two amounts, because we understated the amount that we received from Dlamini. So also this will affect our debtors ledger, but first let's correct the error. So here, what this transaction says is that we received money from a debtor, and now we recorded that the debtor owes us less money, paid less money to say, but the debtor paid more money and they owe us less now. So we're supposed to reduce their debt by what? By the difference between these two amounts. So it's 6,300 minus 3,600. So 6,300 minus 3,600, the difference is 2,700. So we are supposed to reduce the debt by 2,700 there. Okay, and then the balance of Mayor must be transferred to his account in the creditors ledger. Okay, so how do we do this one? If they say his balance here is 2,000, a negative balance of 2,000, so that simply means if a debtor has a negative balance, now the business owes the debtor, because that simply means they have paid more. Okay, so how do we take a negative balance into account? So you open to account, you have your debtors control, you have your, okay, here you have creditors control, increase on the credit side, decrease on the debit side, credit, decrease, debit, increase. So what does he have? He has a negative balance of 2,000, so which means it's a negative balance of 2,000. But how do we transfer an account? So when we transfer an account, the first thing that we should do is close off the account. Now we're supposed to close off our debtors control by balancing the account. So we are supposed to transfer it, let's say 2,000 here, so we'll just say creditors control. So it was supposed to be creditors control here, creditors control. Okay, so I'm just doing this for the sake of you having to see what entails from this question and how you are supposed to approach such a question. It's not really difficult, but you should really be able to do the basics. Okay, so now we have closed off this account and it's time to transfer it to the creditors control. How do we transfer? So we have closed it off by taking this amount to your debit side, which is why we're balancing our account now. And then our debit entry is supposed to also have a corresponding credit entry. So this one is going to come to your credit side, and then you're gonna have 2,000 here. So in this way, you can actually see that now the business is owing this guy, because on your creditors control, it has increased. Your creditors control account has increased by 2,000. Okay, so what we're going to do here, what did you do here? You added 2,000. So we're gonna just add 2,000 there, just to make the balance, to make the account balance and make it 0, because it was a negative balance. Okay, but to make it 0, what do we need to do? We need to add 2,000. All right, so this is a negative number, this is a negative number. Now we just need to calculate the correct balance. Okay, just quickly add and see what we get. 2760 plus 230. Okay, there's no change there. 2,700, 2,000. So I'm getting a total of 99,000. Okay, so if you feel like you are lost or something, or you just want to do things on your own, feel free to pause the video and do the calculations on your own, and then you can unpause and continue, and you feel like now you are good to go. All right, So 2.1.2, we are doing our debtors list on the 30th of September 2020. Let's see what the question says. So the question says, calculate the correct total of the debtors list on the 30th of September 2020. Okay, pretty much the same as the answer book. It's not too different. So what we're supposed to do here, everything that we marked DL, so also this is DL here, that's where we are looking. Pretty much everything, because it's only the first one that doesn't have DL. So we're just looking at our transactions once again. So no entry was made for sales, for sales invoice for issued to VOS 2,760. So they owe us more now because we made sales to them. So that our was VOS, it's supposed to increase by 2,760. Okay, I think we're done with that one. And then interest of 230 must be charged to SWAT. So we're adding 230 to his account. He owes us 230 more now. Plus 230 because he has G SWAT. And then the next one, goods returned by Nomandla. Okay, this is a bit tricky. Not really tricky, but it might, the wording and the information might confuse you if you read haphazardly. So goods returned by Nomandla 1,400 were posted to the wrong side of his account in the debtors ledger. Now this is where we have to actually adjust, because on the on our debtors control account there was no change. It's this one. All right, so now they recorded on the incorrect side of his account, and then the entry in the general ledger was correct. Okay, so Nomandla returned goods. Now they recorded on the incorrect side. If you have been watching previous videos, I did say that when they record something on the incorrect side and now they have returned goods, the first adjustment that you're supposed to do is incorrect. It's correcting the incorrect. And then the second thing that you need to do is do the correct recording. Oh, I'm actually mismatching the two. So here you're supposed to cancel out, or to make 0. So the first one here, we are cancelling out the incorrect entry. Okay, please forgive me for that mistake there. We're cancelling out the incorrect entry. That's the first thing you need to do. So by cancelling out, that means we are recording 1,400 on the correct side. Now we're going to record 1,400 on the fine side, and then the second entry, now we are recording the actual transaction on the right side. So we're going to record 1,400 once again. So it's going to be a total of 2,800. All right. Okay, so now, okay, who's this data? It is Nomandla. So they returned goods. Now they owe us 2,800 less. Okay, I hope that is clear. And then the fifth one, the amount of 6,300 received from Lamini was incorrectly recorded as 3,600. Like I said before, now they owe us less. We're supposed to reduce the account by 2,700, which we calculated here. They owe us 2,700 less. Okay, and then Esme, we're supposed to add 2,000 to make the account 0. And then let's just calculate the rest. It's 340 plus 2,760, and then that's 37,200. And then for Nomandla we have 14,800. Bear in mind that your correct balance of debtors control account is supposed to be the same as correct total of debtors list. And then D, Lamine, it's 27,000 minus 2,700, and I'm getting 24,300. And then G SWAT, I guess that is 22,700. Okay, so let's just quickly add and see that we're getting for 99,000 or not. So that's 37,200. Yes, so that's 99,000. And then refer to information C. Calculate the percentage of debtors who do not comply. Those that who do not comply with credit terms. So information C, where, okay, I think I placed information C here. Okay, so information C says, on 30 September 2020, the debtors age analysis revealed the following. So there's a balance of 99,000. Okay, they actually gave us the balance. I just so if we could really pay attention, that's how you easily get answers on accounting. But who knows? All right, so let's continue. That's a fun fact. And then on the 30th of September 2020, we're given the debtors age analysis, and then the credit terms are that debtors are granted 30 days to settle their accounts. So anything beyond 30 days is whereby those debtors are not complying to the credit terms. So here I'm seeing 60 days, I'm seeing 90 days. Both of these are beyond 30 days. So that simply means these debtors are non-compliant to the credit terms. So what we're simply going to do here, we're going to say 44, is it 44? It's 44,500 plus 16,880 over the total of 99,000 multiplied by 100. Let's see how many debtors are non-compliant, like the percentage that we are gonna get here times 100. So 62%. That is really huge. So 62% of the debtors do not comply. Now, referring to information A, identify only one problem with regard to the control of a debtor. So if we look at information A, what can we see here? So we are given a credit limit, we're given a balance. So if we're given a credit limit, that a credit limit simply means that the debtor is limited to buying stuff for that certain amount. Okay, so now if we are continuing to sell to creditors beyond their credit limit, then that is a problem in the business, because we have 1, 2, and okay, so it's only 2 people who have exceeded their credit limit, but indeed it is a problem. So we are just going to state here that it's just only 1. So the business continues to trade with debtors that have exceeded their credit limit. All right. Okay, that's just only for 2 marks. And then provide 2 suggestions to address the problems identified. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they have already given us one of the solutions when we were doing the errors and omissions. Like if you could check here, interest was charged. You see, so that is also part of your solutions that you might state it. It depends on how strict the markers are. but it might also form part of your solutions. But yeah, because they say provide 2 suggestions, you could just say um charge charge interest on overdue accounts. Okay, and then the second one, I think the question was talking about, despite sending monthly statements timelessly, the accountant noticed that this was not effective in improving collections. Okay, so we already have done this one. And then it says refer to information A, identify one other problem. I think, okay, we've done this one also. And then provide 2 suggestions to address the problems identified. So now we have been charging interest, like we said. Okay, so now it's only to find the second solution, and I'm challenging you to finding the second solution, what that might be, to addressing the problem that has been identified. So that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'll definitely see you in the next video, where we'll be covering our VAT. Okay, cheers.